Hello everyone, welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, your trusted source for latest update across South Sudan and beyond. Today we have some important update from South Sudan. We are going to talk about recent statement from political leader, civil society activists, and monitoring bodies about the country ongoing challenges, peace effort, and security situations. Before we move on, please, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing and turn on the notification bell. So whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. Let's begin our report with South Sudan crisis is laziness, not tribalism. Recently, senior presidential advisor Kuol Manyang made a bold statement about South Sudan crisis. Speaking at a prayer for the late Bishop Nathaniel Gareng in Juba, Kuol Manyang said something that shocked many people. He claimed that the real problem in South Sudan is not tribalism, but laziness among its people. Kuol Manyang argued that the country has enough resources to feed everyone, but he said people are not using these resources wisely. Instead of farming or exploring available food, many avoid work. Kuol Manyang gave example of food that the people often ignore because of cultural belief. Okay, he mentioned like food like frogs, lizard, or even dogs, which are all edible, are rejected. Kuol Manyang said this mindset lead to anger that is mostly self-made. He also warned that laziness contribute to poverty, jealousy, and crime. According to him, when people don't have food or money, tension rise, thief increases, and conflict happened. Kuol Manyang criticized the reliance on foreign aid. He asked why a country rich in land and natural resources depend on other nations for food. According to him, South Sudan should focus on agriculture, especially during the rainy season. He called on young people to take initiative. He even promised to start farming himself as an example. Kuol Manyang concluded by stressing the national unity is more important than ethnic division. He urged South Sudanese to see themselves as one people and focus on practical solution, not just signing peace agreement. We have another report. Activists demand action on peace resolution. On another front, Edmund Yakani, a well-known civil society leader and executive director of CEPO, demanded urgent action on peace resolution from the African Union. Edmund Yakani welcomed the South Sudanese government support for the African Union ceasefire declaration. This declaration aimed to enforce the 2018 peace agreement or peace deal and called for the release of political prisoners. Edmund Yakani warned that this resolution should not fail like past effort. He urged the African Union to act immediately rather than letting delay drag on. He also mentioned former Tanzanian President Jakaya, who is helping oversee the process. This comes right after the U.S. Embassy in Juba warned that the imprisonment of first Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, the SPLA-IO leader, is hurting the country past to election. Dr. Riek Machar, who leads the SPLA-IO opposition, signed the 2018 peace agreement, which ended a 5 years civil war. However, his detention has stalled the transitional government without dialogue among key leaders. Peaceful elections are at risk. Edmund Yakani announced that CEPO will monitor both the government and the African Union to make sure these resolutions are implemented. The goal is to turn the situation from violence to peace, ensuring that people feel the benefit of this agreement. Let's move on to another developing story. SPLA-IO, or Sudan People Liberation Army, or Sudan People Liberation Movement in opposition, and NAS alliance threaten peace deal. Well, in other news, South Sudan's ceasefire monitoring body, CDSAM, issued a warning about a new alliance between two opposition groups, SPLM, SPLA-IO, and the National Salvation Front. According to the report, Major General Teshome Anagawa Ayena, chairman of CDSAM, stated that this alliance goes against the 2018 peace agreement, or 2018 peace agreement that was signed between Kir Mayadit and Dr. Riek Machar. Major General Teshome Anagawa asked the SPLM, SPLA-IO to withdraw and follow the peace deal. According to this information, the monitoring body reported that violence is still high, especially in Jonglei State. In Akobo, clash between government forces and SPLM, SPLA-IO fighters have displaced around 200,000 people, many fleeing to Ethiopia border. Humanitarian work has also been disrupted due to insecurity and looting. According to this information, CDSAM also mentioned deadly attack in other regions, including Abiomnom in Ruwing and alleged aerial attack in Upnal State, where government forces attack civilians. All these are serious violations of ceasefire, according to CDSAM. General Anagawe, the chair of CDSAM, emphasized that lasting peace depends on dialogue, not violence. He called for restraint, protection of civilian, and constructive discussion among all parties. Despite the challenges, CDSAM continue its monitoring work. However, insecurity and access issue make this very difficult. The organization is asking international partners to support ongoing peace effort in South Sudan. In conclusion, South Sudan continue to face many challenges, from political tension and delayed peace process to violence and humanitarian crisis. Leaders like Kuol Manyang and activists like Yakani are calling for practical solution, unity, and action. For lasting peace, it is clear that agriculture, dialogue, and accountability are just as important as political agreement. South Sudan citizens, leaders, and international partners all have a role to play in building a stable and prosperous country. That is all for today. Update. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more news updates. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye. Let's meet on the next video.